Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I've got a 2017 favorites video for you guys. 2017 was a year full of changes for me. I made a lot of big decisions in my life and I am happy where I am at now. I hope 2017 was a great year for you guys, and also 2018 will be an even better year. So 2017 for me was a year full of new makeup releases. I felt like a lot of companies were popping up and also coming out with really good products. I got to discover personally a lot of indie brands throughout the year of 2017, and I'm so happy that I did because the quality of products that they come out with are exceptional. Indie brands, I felt like, really came to the forefront of the makeup scene. A lot of really good new releases by Sephora brands throughout the year as well, and it was just a year full of great makeup discoveries that really changed the game of my makeup. So I have quite a few favorites to share with you guys today. I'm not going to ramble on too much for the introduction. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you guys need to grab a snack or something while you watch it, please do. And let's get right into it. So usually before makeup I would start with skincare. I'm not going to go through that today because otherwise the video would be way too long. Skincare for me is a whole different topic to talk about. It is very important to me and I think I will do it like a separate video on it. But before makeup, the step before primer, I usually go in with sunscreen. So the sunscreen that has been a holy grail for me over a number of years, and I absolutely love this sunscreen under my makeup, is this one here. It is the Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Gel with SPF 50 PA Quadruple Plus. I love this because it does have SPF 50, so a strong sun protection in there, but at the same time it doesn't feel heavy, it's not greasy under makeup at all, and it's not going to change the way your foundation looks over the top. I find that a lot of sunscreens can be really greasy, oily, make your foundation separate. This doesn't do that. It's just a really lightweight sunscreen that you put under your makeup, and it doesn't change the longevity of your makeup or change the application of it. So I do love that. So next we're going to go in with primers. I'm not really big on primers, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. Generally I like to just moisturize and go straight into my foundation. I find that makes my makeup last the longest, where sometimes a primer can be a hit and miss for me and it doesn't necessarily make my makeup last longer and also sort of pills up underneath my foundation. So two primers that I do like, however, and I felt like really made a difference for me in 2017 was this one. This is the first one. It's by the Ordinary company. It's the High Adherence Silicone Primer. This one is a really nice silicone based primer. It really smooths out the skin, blurs your pores, and also just makes your makeup last a little bit longer. So I do enjoy this primer quite a bit, and it's also really inexpensive. Like all the Ordinary company products, most of them are really affordable price and they just work. They work well. So I do like that. Another primer that's a little bit more high-end is this one here. It's the Makeup Forever Base Eclat Radiant Primer. This one is one that I generally use when I want my skin to look a little bit more radiant, healthy. It doesn't contain any shimmer or glitter or glowy sort of ingredients in there. It's just a really nice primer that has a little bit of a blue tinge to it. It really helps to brighten up any sallow skin or any dullness in the skin, and I love it. It does that perfectly for me. It doesn't necessarily make my makeup last longer, but it also doesn't make it last any shorter. So it is a good one when I want my skin to look brighter before foundation without using a corrector. So this is a step that I sometimes do but I sometimes don't, and I don't use this product just for this reason. But this next product is the Prep+Prime Fix Plus by MAC. It is a really popular product, probably a cult favorite. I use it mainly to foil my really shimmery eyeshadows that when I want them to really pop. I use this. I spritz my brush and then go into the shadow, or I pop some of the shadow onto a brush and then spritz it. It really intensifies the shadow. It's the glycerin in the product and it does that really well. But the other use for this product is as like a skin mist. You can use it to hydrate your skin a bit. It also freshens up your makeup when you feel like throughout the day you need a little bit of freshen me up. This one does that really well. It just freshens everything up and it makes you feel more refreshed. That's the best way I can describe it. It also has a really nice light fragrance to it. If you're not a fan of fragrances, this one you can try. It doesn't really have a strong smell to it, but it's just a really nice lightweight mist. The next category is foundations. So foundations for me, I have a lot of foundations and I am going to do like a whole separate video on my top favorite foundations of all time because like I said, I do have a few favorites, but my top foundations for the year of 2017 have been 1, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I mean, no one's ever talked about this ever. It's so underrated. I'm just kidding. So this makeup is very much talked about, very overhyped, and it is definitely worth the hype. The best way for me to describe this product is it is very long wearing. It's like paint. Once it stays on, it doesn't move, it doesn't budge. It's literally there to stay forever into tomorrow and the next day and the day after. It's just that good. It's very long wearing, very full coverage, very matte in finish, and I love that. The next one I have to talk about is one that I think is very similar to it. If you are hesitant about getting the Estee Lauder Double Wear, then try this one because they are very similar. This one's from the drugstore and it's a recent discovery for me and I absolutely love it. I've used this for probably about 5 months now and I know it's not been for the whole year, but this is like a recent discovery and I don't usually put like recent discoveries in Holy Grail products or best products of 2017, but this one is an exception because it is that good. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation for normal to oily skin. Very much like Estee Lauder Double Wear. It is matte, it stays in place, it lasts a long time. Absolutely enjoy it. And I'm so happy that it's like drugstore priced. The next one is a little bit more pricey and I promise this is the last foundation I'm going to be mentioning, but I have to do it because 2017 would not be complete without this product. This one is a Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Now this one again is quite full coverage, but it isn't exactly like a matte finish. This one is more of like a satiny, satiny natural velvety finish. So this one absolutely is stunning on the skin. It blends into the skin seamlessly. It's just such a gorgeous foundation. No matter how many layers, how much I put on, I feel like this one always manages to look natural but full coverage. I love this. I use it whenever I know I want my skin to look good, when I know I want like a flawless skin look and I know I'm going to be photographed or filmed. This one really does do the job really well. It doesn't have any SPF, so you're not going to get that flashback in there, but it is simply just a stunning product. Now we're going to move on to concealers and then it's going to get a little bit confusing. So the first concealer, of course, it's never been talked about. It is very underrated. Tarte Shape Tape. I mean, who's heard of this concealer? Now this one, no, it has been talked about so much throughout the year of 2017. I felt like this was the product of 2017. Everyone was talking about it, everyone was using it. It took me the longest time to go and get it because I was just so curious on why everyone was talking about it. Now this one is very full coverage. I don't need to say any more than that. It lasts really well. It goes really well under my eyes. I know some people with dry skin have problems with under eye sort of caking up that area. This one doesn't do that for me. I love it as like a highlighter under the eyes, as like I'm using the shade Fair, so it is a bit lighter than my skin tone, and I just love it for the center of the face to highlight the area. Lasts a long time. This is like the Estee Lauder Double Wear in concealer form, much more full coverage, very nice. The next one is of course NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've had this concealer for literally years and years and years. Ever since it came out, I discovered it, I fell in love with it, and I never parted ways with it. I keep going back to this concealer, trying out new ones. I do love new ones, but this one has just, yeah, this one takes the cake for me. This one is simply stunning. It is like full coverage like the Tarte Shape Tape, but there's something about this that makes it a little bit more blendable, a little easier to blend seamlessly into the skin, and it melds into your skin a lot better, and I love it. It's just NARS does concealers so well. I love the soft matte concealer as well, but I love this one just a little bit more. So now we're going to move into the category of highlighting, contour and blushes. So one product that usually goes on for me before foundation is this one. It's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in, I've got this shade in Moonstone. I love this. This gives you a really nice glow to the skin, and it looks so flawless, like such a radiant glow to the skin. It's just like a goddess when you put this on, and then foundation over the top, you get a really nice glow to the skin, really natural looking, and really, really stunning. Really love this product. So for highlighters, I've got 3 to share. So the first one is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I don't like my highlighter to be like blinding, like a strip on top of my face. Like, I just love it to be a nice subtle glow, and this one does that for me. Whenever I want just like a nice glow to the skin, it just looks like my skin's just glowing from within without any product on it, I go for this one. It is very sheer, but I love that about it. Another one that is a little bit more blinding, if you want like a blinding highlight, I wouldn't say this is a blinding highlight, but it is just such a gorgeous highlight, is this one by Wet n Wild, and it is the Megaglow Highlighting Powder, and I've got the shade here in Blossom Glow. Stunning product, really affordable, under $5, or maybe it's $5. It is just such a stunning highlighter. I love this. It's what I got on right now on top of my blush. It is such a beautiful highlighter. Really natural looking, very glowy, and no chunky or glitter particles in there. So I love those. Then the last one I have to mention here that's a single sort of highlighter is this one here. It's by Makeup Revolution, and ever since I discovered Makeup Revolution highlighters, I'm shook. These are so affordable. I think they're like $4 a piece, $5 a piece. Super affordable, super nice, finely milled, very blinding. I find it blinding. I'm going to swatch this one for you guys. This one is the one in Golden Lights. Very, very gorgeous, and it's like a fine look how blinding. Absolutely stunning, and I love that it's so affordable as well. So the last highlighter, I've got 4. So sorry, I've got 4 highlighters. The last one I want to mention is on the opposite spectrum. This one is by Colourpop. It is Lunch Money. It is from their Super Shock Cheek range, and this one just gives you the most natural glow to the skin. It is gorgeous, so natural and glowy. You can see it under here, under that highlighter. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty on the skin. This one is when you put it on and you don't want your skin to look like it's got anything on it, but it just looks like you're glowing, like you're fresh out of the water. Very glossy, very kind of like that wet glowy look. Very gorgeous. I absolutely love that one. So now we're going to move on to blushes. Blushes, I've got 3 blushes I wanted to share with you guys. The first one is also from Colourpop, and it's called Between the Sheets. It is also one of their Super Shock Cheek ones. This one is such a gorgeous like brownie, pinky, mauvey sort of shade. It's just really natural looking. It's a really nice everyday sort of shade. Goes along well with a lot of different looks, so I do love that about this one. Very versatile blush. Another blush that is versatile but very, very pretty is this one by Essence. It is in the shade 10 Satin Coral. And for me, this is like my perfect corally shade. It is not too orange, not too pink. It's just sort of in between, and it just looks really pretty. It blends in with your bronzer so well. Not super pigmented, but I love that because you can build it up. You don't just get a whole swipe of blush and have to try and blend it in and take it away, and yeah, really beautiful. The last blush I want to mention is, actually the second last blush I want to mention is this one by NARS. Yeah, this one looks pretty scary. I thought that as well. Like, I honestly thought that when I saw this blush it was really scary, but then the sales assistant tried it on me and I was amazed. This gives you the most gorgeous flush to the skin because it is more red toned. It gives you like this like apple cheeks, I would say. It is gorgeous for winter time. It gives you like this look that you just came in from the snow, from the cold, and that sort of frostbitten like blushing look. It's just really gorgeous, absolutely stunning. Now the last blush I want to mention is this one by Face Shop. It is in the shade PK03. And this one is like a gorgeous everyday pinky color. I love this when I don't know what to wear. I just always gravitate to this. It has a hint of coral in there. Looks fairly natural on the skin. Again, it's not that pigmented, really easy to blend, and I just love this. Okay, now we're going to move on to contour shades. So for contouring this year, I have discovered Inglot sculpting powders. I'm a little bit late to the Inglot sculpting powder sort of line, but I got there in the end and I absolutely fell in love with it. There's no other contour powder I really used, and you can see I've already hit pan on this one. I believe this one is in the shade 505. Absolutely such a nice cool tone shade. Shadow primer wise, I love to use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Sets really quickly, so you do need to blend it fairly quickly, but once it's there it stays and it makes your shadows look that much more intense, that much more colourful, and it's just a really nice base that makes your shadow last a whole lot longer. So I realised I forgot to mention the category of face powders, and that's because I generally don't use like a loose powder or anything, but I do have one face powder or pressed powder I reach for every single day, and I've gone through so many of these this year, and that is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I love that. It makes your makeup stay matte. I usually go into the T-zone with this. It makes everything last longer, looks smoother, and yeah, I just love this powder a whole lot, and it's drugstore, so even better. Now finally we're going to move on to eyeshadows. My obsession are eyeshadows. I love eyeshadows. I love discovering new shadows that are more pigmented, more blendable, and just look amazing. My favorite shadows of all time, I would say, have to be single shadows, and they're mostly from indie brands, so I won't go through them today. I might make a separate video if you guys are interested in my favorite single shadows and my favorite brands for those. But today I'm going to mention some palettes that I've really loved, and yeah, this year that were a huge discovery for me this year. So the first one, of course, I have to mention is one that is fairly underrated. No, this one has been talked about so much, and it is Colourpop. Colourpop, yeah, very affordable, very decently priced. So many different shades you can try, so many different palettes and looks you can do. I don't mind that they're small in size. It's easier to travel with and easier to take around with you, and yeah, they're very pigmented. Great discovery for me this year. Absolutely love Colourpop shadows. So the next one is a brand that I tried this year, and it's very famous on Instagram. I haven't heard too many people talk about it on YouTube, but that's Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. This one is my favorite palette. It is the Meadow palette. It is simply gorgeous. Look at the shades in here. They're very pigmented, very blendable, and the shimmers are just to die for. This shimmer here, so gorgeous. As you can see, I've dipped into it quite a bit. That gold there, isn't that just simply stunning? The pigmentation is unreal. Absolutely love all of them. I've also got the Smoked Out palette and the Flaming Love palette here with me. They're both really nice, really gorgeous. Again, look at the different shades in here. You can pop all of these shadows out to put into like a separate palette, or like your own customized palette, and I love that. And this is the smoked out palette. Look at that blue. You guys, if you haven't tried Makeup Addiction Cosmetics and you're out for like a new shadow palette, give that a try. They just have amazing pigmentation and blendability. Absolutely love all of the palettes I got from them. So now we're going to move on to brows. So brows, my brow game. Brows are my least favorite part to do out of the entire face, and this has made it so much easier to do for me. I love the Benefit Brow. I love brow pomades. I also love the Anastasia brow pomade, but this one is a little bit easier to work with. It's less pigmented. Sometimes I do prefer an intense brow, but when I just want like an everyday sort of more natural brow but still has pigment, I go for this one. This one is easy to use. It comes with a brush on top, although I don't really use this brush that much. I find that a separate angle brush that you have will work better, and this one just makes completing your brows so much easier, so much quicker, and yeah, I don't want to spend a huge amount of time on my brows. So now let's move on to eyes, more eyes. So the first one is an eyelash product, and it is an eyelash curler. So eyelash curlers do make a huge difference in curling your eyes. It's about finding the right shape and how well it curls and all that. So this one is by Shiseido. I find that a lot of people find this one really good because it works well with their eye shape. For me, I love it. Works really well, and it's really easy to curl my lashes, and it makes them stay curled for a longer amount of time. So I do love that. If I'm not wearing false lashes, which I do most of the time, I usually wear mascara. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, I have the most sparse, thinnest, shortest, straightest lashes, down pointing lashes ever, and it's so hard for them to hold a curl, to lengthen or volumize them in any way. But I have discovered this lash primer that is simply amazing. This is by Kate. I discovered this on my overseas trip to Taiwan, and this has stuck with me. It has the finest lash fibers in here. I'm not a huge fan generally of like fibers in lash products, but this one really doesn't irritate my eyes, and it just gives so much volume and length to my natural lashes that afterwards when I go in with mascara, my lashes are just so full and volumized that it's just unbelievable. It is a holy grail product for me for my lashes, and it is probably the best lash maximizer I've ever tried, lash primer. So for mascaras, speaking of which, I do have two mascaras that are holy grail. I don't want to use any other mascara because of these two, even though I do want to try out new ones, hoping that they'll be better, but they just aren't. And they're from Hero Make. It is a Japanese brand. They come out with great mascaras and eyeliners. In particular, I've got the volume and curl mascara and the long and curl mascara. They're very waterproof. They last for the longest time. They hold the best curl. They never make your lashes droop even in extreme humidity. I've been in the tropics with these and my lashes are still up and curled all day long by the end of the day. It is simply amazing. Volumizes, lengthens. It's just the best lash product. So now we're going to talk a little bit about liners. I've got here 3 liners I wanted to share with you guys. So the first liner I'm going to talk about is by Urban Decay, and it is for the waterline. I generally use it for my waterline. It is a 24/7 waterline eye pencil in the shade Legend. It is the blackest black, lasts on your waterline for the longest time, doesn't smudge, doesn't budge. The next one I want to talk about is also a product that's absolutely great for the waterline and doing your liner. This one is the Hourglass Mechanical Gel Eyeliner, and it is amazing. It is 1.5 millimeters in size, the thinnest. I've used up this one, so I can't show you guys, but it is such a good one. It's waterproof, creamy, glides on, you don't have to tug or anything, and it just stays there all day. Favorite liquid liner of all time has to be this Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner. I haven't found anything better than this, drugstore high-end as of today, and I've used up this one, but I'll show you guys. It is such an intense black liner. It dries really fast. Once it stays, it's there. It doesn't budge. Easy to take off, which is strange because it stays there all day, but it is just the best, blackest liquid liner I've ever used. Last category, but not least category, is lips. So I have a few lip products to share with you guys. I discovered quite a few this year, but I got some favorites to show you guys. So first I'm going to be talking about MAC lipsticks. I love their matte formulas. I think they're great, but my all-time favorite matte lipsticks from their matte lipsticks line is this one. It's Velvet Teddy. It's just the perfect nude. I was scared of nudes before I found this one. It looks very dark in the tube, but it is just such a gorgeous like nude pinky brown color. Glides on, lasts a fairly long time, and it just looks really good with any sort of look you're doing. For me, I can't go too nude. I can't go like concealer nude or nude nude because I just look sickly. It just doesn't work for me, and this one is the perfect nude. The next product is the Amplified Finish Go About Town. This is like the perfect sort of hot pink shade for me. I love that it makes your teeth look so white because it is like a blue based pink. Very, very pretty. Now I've got 3 from Colourpop to share with you guys. 2 are sort of in the liquidy tube form. One's like an ultra glossy lip from them, and it's Fairy Floss. This is such a nice gloss over any sort of lip color you have. It's really nice and glossy. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel like it's just a really nice gloss. It doesn't feel sticky or anything at all. It doesn't have like a strong scent to it. It doesn't have any scent to it. The next one's the Ultra Matte Lip from the I Love Sarahi X Colourpop line. It's the Ariba lipstick, and it is the perfect red. Oh my gosh, this one lasts on your lips so long. It's so intense. When I know I want my red lip to last, and usually I do with any bold lip, I want it to last and last and last. This one does it for me. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it dries down to a nice matte finish, but not too drying. So I do love that a lot. And the last lip product, last but not least, is by Jouer, and this is my favorite color. This is in Dahlia. It is a bit of a bold color, but I just love colors so much. And it is like a purpley sort of pink shade. It really reminds me of Orchids. I absolutely love this shade. It is so bright, so pretty. This reminds me of like watercolor. I don't know why. It's just such a gorgeous color. Stays on all day, dries to a matte finish, not uncomfortable at all. Doesn't make your lips feel like they're dried old prunes. It just feels nice and comfortable and matte. And yeah, I love that. So thank you guys for watching. That's all I have for my favorites of 2017. There's been a lot of products that I've discovered and loved, but these are just some of the ones that really stood out to me and I find myself gravitating towards a lot. Like I said, I would do like a separate video on my top favorite foundations of all time, probably not just for 2017, and also a separate video on like my single eyeshadows that I absolutely love. Let me know if you guys want to see those in the comments below so I can do that for you guys. Otherwise, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.